I think the common mistake that a lot of people make is that they tend to focus on the nice things, but not the important things. A lot of the customers that are furnishing their place, they will tend to spend a lot of money on the renovation, the cabinets, the built-ins. They are often left with very little budget for furniture.
Smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you think about it, where do we spend the most time in our home?
I want to look like this picture on Pinterest, But do choose something that you really love and something that you can live with for the next 5 or 8 years. Don't choose something that because you're just following the trend and then the next year you don't like it anymore.
Hello, and welcome to this beautiful space we call, wow, look at this, Surface Archi Forward Showroom. Check out this space. I already feel so good, especially when I'm sitting on this, one of the iconic pieces under Forward. It's called the Elsa. You will know why. And with the two men behind the brands who collaborate here at Surface Archi and Forward, it is Jack. Hello, Jack.
Hello.
Surface Archi, and also from Forward, Benny.
Hello.
Okay, so tell us, how did it come about? Because Forward, this Elsa is under Forward, and Surface Archi is the walls and everything else. How did you meet each other, and how did this collaboration come about?
So I believe when Jack was shopping for furniture for his own personal space, he stumbled across our Instagram. So he reached out to us as a customer. So he was buying a few pieces from us, and then we got invited to visit his space. We realized that, hey, there's a lot of synergies between both of our brands.
Right.
So Jack is in
Texture finishes?
texture finishes, and we are furniture. So both brands, a showroom cannot be complete with just painted walls or featured walls.
Right.
So that's where Forward comes in, where we can complete the whole space.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so after you bought the couch, you say yes to collaboration.
Yeah. After I bought the couch, actually, we thought that it looks good
Yeah.
with the texture finishes that we have in our space. And I was thinking, why not come together in our showroom to combine furnishing and finishing together so that we can let customers have a better view when they come into our showroom.
Actually, you know what? Look at this. Exactly. The wall behind me is Surface Archi, and you have the furniture, everything, down to the coffee table. It's a one-stop solution, isn't it? Pretty much.
Yes.
Yes.
And total living solution is actually quite a trend right now, where you can just go to one place and furnish your whole space.
Right. So we have two very, I would say, expert in their own field sitting on the same couch. So I'm going to ask everything about trends right now, okay? In the showroom right now, I realize walking in, it's very comfortable, there's very airy, and there's a lot of natural light. Would you say that is the trend of 24, 25?
I would say that's the trend right now. So, everywhere, when everyone is shopping for furniture, they always use terms like, oh, Muji, I want modern, I want minimalist.
Yeah.
But those are just tags that doesn't mean anything. I think it's more important where you have to bring out your own personal style. You can get references from Pinterest, from Instagram, but at the end of the day, you must be comfortable with your own space.
Right.
So these are the what most people would like: lighter tone furnitures, off-whites, your beige, your light brown. So these are what people are looking for right now, is the a lighter color furniture, so your space doesn't feel very confined.
A bit like, contrast to our parents' time, my parents' time at least, in the 90s where we had a lot of brown, or even the 60s, mid-century, beautiful, but very dark. So you say 24 going to 25, we're going light, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's right.
But that goes, into my next question, like functionality and practicality. Like the first thing I thought about when I saw Elsa couch was, oh my God, I've got a 3-year-old. Oh, how, because the dirt and is it practical?
So back then, a lot of people tend to stay away from light color furniture, especially white color. It's a very nice color, but people tend to stay away from it because they're afraid of the maintenance, the cleaning, the stains. So these days with technology, we have this performance fabric where it's very easy to clean and very easy to maintain. Even if you smudge chocolate, I don't know, you spill coffee, you just need to use a damp cloth to wipe it. So hence, people are more comfortable going for lighter color furnitures now.
But how does wall, especially textured wall, play into like a space? Like right now, you see a very cohesive space here with Elsa. And what do you call this one behind me? How did you decide to match this with this?
Right. So I mean, the trend these 2 years is also light colors. But again, I mean, I buy what Benny says. You don't need to be too led by the trend.
Right.
Choose something that you like.
Right.
So white couch will go with any wall colors actually. Yeah. So but most important for me is choose a color that you feel comfortable. It is also very important to choose something that is healthy, natural. So that will actually help in the well-being of you and your family living in the house.
That's what I felt like when I came into this space. It's almost like the waiting area of a spa. Especially when you bring the outside in. This is not real, but if you brought a real plant, this would immediately make me feel zen. Can you explain to me what is this wall?
So this wall is actually a Chabos color wall.
Right.
So it's
What is Chabos?
Yeah, Chabos color is actually one of our brands
Right.
under Surface Archi. So under Surface Archi, we have many different brands, including Vasari as well, right? So this is one of our series. It is a metal velvet finish that gives you that shade. So it's not too much, it's not too light, but it's much better than you have a flat painted wall at your house.
That is true. If you look closely at it, it looks almost 3D, but it's not. It's just
Yeah.
one paint with a sheen of metal. And I don't know what, it's all mixed up, but it works, I feel like I'm breathing fresh air. But that brings me to my next question. You said metal. Is there anything, there's nothing toxic in metal
No,
mixed
no.
in this, right?
So the texture finishes that we sell have good quality in the environmental standards. So for example, Vasari is made from lime-based finishes, so it's totally natural, eco-friendly.
Lime as in limestone.
Yeah,
Right.
it is limestone marble dust. So this is actually natural ingredients that we use in the paint. So yeah.
So for laymen out there, not just talking about the paint that you have, when we go out to buy paint, there are toxic paint, right? What do they have to watch out for?
Yeah, so the very smelly paint is what you have to watch out for.
When
So
it smells.
yeah, if you paint a house, a newly painted house, if you come into the new house and you feel a very strong decor, the new home smell,
Right.
that is a very dangerous sign. Yeah.
So lime smells like what? Lime.
Lime smells like natural fresh air.
Okay, that's okay. But what if you don't want to waste money and you before you buy the paint, you want to know, what is the ingredient in that that tub of paint that we need to
Yeah.
like raise red flags about? What should not be in the ingredients?
Dangerous elements such as formaldehyde, VOC, it's the
What is VOC?
Yeah, buzzword, volatile organic compound. So these are the things that will actually cause harm to your health.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is actually in every house, but we try to control the level down to the most minimum.
Okay.
So that's why when you go to any paint shop, choose a paint, ask them about the ingredients or these things. Yeah.
So if there's a high amount of formaldehyde, don't buy VOC as well. But there has to be some amount, is it?
Yes.
What's a safe
it
number?
It won't be totally none, but a safe number is actually quite scientific. It's like 0.02 milligram.
No.
per-
It's very
yeah.
important because
Yeah.
I want to know what's the number.
Yeah.
What's the number I'm looking for on the tub
So
that shouldn't cross?
in Malaysia, unfortunately, there's no such regulation.
Ah,
But taking advanced country like China,
right,
when you move into a house, there's actually a regulation where the formaldehyde level,
right.
it has to be, it cannot be over, for example, 0.03
Right.
milligram per cubic meter. Per, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So they have like this standard, right?
okay.
It's regulated in China.
So if
Yeah.
it's not regulated in Malaysia, no, honestly, I don't want to come to your shop. I want to DIY my house. I want to buy a tub of paint just from, whatever DIY shop. What am I looking for as a red flag on that tub?
So do buy the paint that has the certified green label or
Got it.
A plus label. Those are actually good paint where
Okay.
they actually control the level of all these things, or do ask for certification.
Certification.
Yeah,
Okay, look out
yeah.
for that. All right. So that's the paint part. There's no danger in furniture, obviously, but there is the comfort versus the trend part. Okay. So now in forward, everything is trendy, obviously, because like everything looks like it stepped out of a magazine. So do you have regulations? Same thing lah, when it comes to like, oh, what is the angle I should lie on to be comfortable? Because obviously Elsa is like, I can fall asleep immediately.
So the reason why you want to shop with us is because we curate our furnitures. We want to make sure that we deliver the best quality products, the best comfort in our products to our customers, right? So there's no exact regulations on, because furniture is not dangerous,
Yeah.
right? Right. But do consider investing in good quality furniture is like, so you don't have to change your furniture so often. And that is also helps the environment into reducing our waste.
So what are the common mistakes you see customers walk in this showroom when they're picking furniture or paint? How about furniture first? What is a common mistake that you see them making?
I think the common mistake that a lot of people make is that they tend to focus on the nice things, but not the important things,
Oh,
right?
like what do you mean?
So if a lot of the customers that are furnishing their place, they will tend to spend a lot of money on the renovation, the cabinets, the built-ins, a lot of the carpentry work, and
Yeah.
they are often left with very little budget for furniture.
Smart.
Yeah. But if you
Okay.
think about it, where do we spend the most time in our home, right?
Right.
And for myself, I cannot comment this for everybody, but for myself, I would spend most of my time on the sofa because that's where I want to spend my time winding down from a very busy day of work, or in my bedroom, on my bed, because humans, we spend almost one third of our lives sleeping. So that's where I would want to, invest most of my furnishing budget.
Okay, so that is one of the common mistakes. How about when it comes to painting the wall?
I think perhaps our customers are too led by trend.
Right.
I think because they come in, they want to achieve a certain trend,
Look.
right? A
Yes.
certain look, right? I want to look like this picture on Pinterest, but do choose something that you really love, and something that you can live with for the next 5 or 8 years. Don't choose something that because you're just following the trend, and then the next year you don't like it anymore.
How do
Yeah.
you convince them? Because that's hard, because everybody is led. I admit I'm led by Pinterest and magazines as well. Do normally the customers listen to you when you say, maybe you don't want this color, you want this color?
Yeah. We actually will give our opinion, but the most important is how the customer feel, how they want their house to look like, right? But of course, a rule of thumb is to match the wall with the colors of fixtures like furnitures. So what?
Cabinets as well,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Cabinets, sofa. What color is your sofa? So if your sofa is a dark color, of course you don't choose a dark color for your walls, right? Yeah. So you have to have a contrast. So that is a general rule of thumb. But on top of that, do choose something that you feel happy living in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a trend right now. It's not a trend. I mean, especially after the pandemic, well-being or wellness, interior design and decoration has come into play, where your space needs to make you feel well, basically. So that's why the couch and the wall needs to make you breathe well, for lack of a better word, right? So would you say our consumers are a little more well versed in that when you try to convince them, like, hey, this corner needs to be you. Do you feel more you in this corner?
Actually, I think in Malaysia, we still need more awareness on the well-being.
Really?
Yeah, in your house, right? Choosing good furnitures that you feel comfortable in. Choose healthy quality paint that you breathe, you breathe healthy,
Right.
right? I think we have been doing a lot of education for our wall finishes in terms of the sustainability and also the health aspect. Yeah, because like walls, it consists like what, 70% of your house, including
Yeah.
a ceiling. So if you paint something that's that's toxic, without you knowing it's toxic, you're
Right.
breathing that toxic air every day into your lungs. So we are very very concerned about this
I
actually.
am.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
about you. No, but what I noticed about both of your Instagram account is you're very active on Instagram, educating, but in a very fun way, the importance of health when it comes to wall, and also the funness in your reels. I find them very creative. The four reels are very creative about the functionality of the couch. How durable it is. Social media, I cannot stress, is useful, isn't it? That's how you found each other, right?
Yes, that's right. So after the pandemic, that's the trend of, people tend to spend a lot of time on their social media account. So that's where we find that the most effective way of communicating our messages to our audiences. And one trend that we see after the pandemic is that many people start to take put more focus on their personal living space.
Yes.
So people are spending more on their living room, um, and even a home office or even their bedroom. So that's how our brand came into to light.
Yeah, but hence, the one-stop solution that we see here. You see the Elsa space here. Next door, you see another space. It really is a one-stop solution, and I cannot agree more with the spending money on the home office area. Oh, you have to check out the last one. That is a home office I'd like to have. So, with that said, right, what are you to finish off tips and hacks if I am a customer who know nothing about furniture and walls? When you walk through that door in the showroom and you just don't want to burst your budget, but you want to look beautiful, what should I prepare ahead of time before I come into any showroom?
If you have a budget, right? You mentioned for the wall part, of course, you can consider DIY project as well.
Right.
DIY is very common in the Western countries.
Yes.
So that is maybe one of the things that you can consider to do, and you can have fun painting your house.
But they can buy from you. You
Yeah,
just don't do
yeah,
the services.
exactly. So you can
Right.
also buy products.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when it comes to furniture, when I walk in and I really don't know what I want, I have like 15 Pinterest pictures. How?
Yeah.
How?
So I think the very important thing is to understand your budget and how do you allocate your budget. So if you have to prioritize the furnitures that where you spend most of your time. So you allocate the biggest budget into that those living areas.
That's right.
For example, if you spend a lot of time, in your living room, that's where I'll allocate a big budget in the living room.
Got it.
And a lower budget in rooms that you don't spend a lot of time in. So don't just buy for the sake of buying. Think about if you have a limited budget. Try to go for a simple design but a good quality furniture. It doesn't have to be expensive to be comfortable. Just buy something that is simpler. Don't buy something that is beautiful but not comfortable and low quality.
That's very useful. Remember, prioritize, right? What I got from this is the room that you spend the most time in. Put most budget there, and remember to budget. It doesn't have to be expensive, and they're not going to push you the most expensive one, right? No, you're not. They're going to advise. They're going to be here to advise for you. Now, let's see if the men match their brand. We're going to talk about your house now. Aha. Tell us about your house, Jack. Here are the pictures, by the way.
Okay.
Are you like Surface Archi? Is that your house?
My whole house is painted with Wasari.
Of
Yeah, yeah.
course.
So that's my first priority, right? All the walls have to be Wasari, healthy, breathable, and so on, right? But my design is more simple, I guess, because it's white and also gray. Uh, but I mean, one thing that lacks from my house, of course, now that I look back, is forwards. Forwards, sofa and furniture. Yeah, because I mean, I've been living in the house for maybe 8 to 10 years.
So there you go. It's time to change.
Yeah, now I want to change to forward.
There you go. Benny's right there.
Furnitures, yes.
How about Benny? Tell us about your style.
Okay, so a lot of people they don't have a choice in picking. If you live in a condo, oftentimes your condo comes in like finishes.
Right.
Like, sorry, my condo came in a very dark marble,
Oh,
and it's surrounded by glass panels.
Ah, yeah.
So I cannot. So looking at my condo, I cannot live. I cannot pick dark color furnitures. I need to pick lighter color furniture so that the space doesn't feel as so confined. So if you can see from the pictures, my condos are all my furnitures are very light colored. Like even my dining table is a big contrast towards my marble floors, my dark marble floors. So I picked a very a white, like a really white marble table, and paired with pink dining chairs.
pink. Wow. That's you or your wife?
Yeah, so my wife had a lot of say in it, but the general idea is we want to have lighter color furnitures
That's
to
right.
like lighten the space, open the space up. And I also have very light color TV wall,
Right.
light color sofas. Everything is very light color, even light color walls.
Oh.
So
Is this Surface Archi?
not yet.
Not yet, not yet.
Like Jet, I did my place before
I
Yeah,
see.
know
yeah,
Jack,
yeah.
but my next place will definitely be Surface Archi.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, well, you see, we started something here. No, okay, this just brought another idea. And, living space is not just about you. Obviously, your wife plays a big part, right? So, both of you, how do you make your space something that your entire family is comfortable in? For your case, you and your wife.
So I guess the most important thing is to maintain that harmony between your husband and wife. So that said, the wife has make all the decisions.
I was about
Wife
to
is
say the
always
wife
right.
is always right. And you have 3 kids, right?
yeah, yeah,
Will you be
3
going
kids.
all white couch and all that?
My couch is in gray color, but
Okay.
after knowing forward, I have no fear anymore. I could, change to the white color couch. Yeah, so in my house, I think is health is the most important factor for me. So
Right.
I would go for healthy materials because I believe when you live healthy, you live happy, right? And also for family, for kids, that's where they spend most of their time.
Yes.
At-
And that's where you interact most with your
Yeah,
family, right?
yeah.
And we need that to be well. For now, it's all about well-being. And now we get to know the men as men. You're both entrepreneurs. Obviously, you're very busy. What are the 3 things that you live by to have a healthy, a happy life? We can start with Jack first. And let's do 3 business and 3
Right.
home.
Okay. Well, in business, I think our collaboration has taught me a lot as well. I think the first point is there's no perfect plan, right? You have to have a plan, but not a perfect plan. Sometimes you have to trust your gut feeling. When I met forward and when we talk about our collaboration, of course we didn't have like the most perfect plan, but we still went into collaboration and see where it leads us to, right?
Sometimes you have to go with your heart.
Yeah,
And
exactly,
you got.
exactly.
And second
yeah.
one?
Second one, I guess it's about execution.
Right.
Yeah, idea is cheap, and execution is more important than just having the idea.
Okay.
We really went into the collaboration very fast. We really execute it, and now all our showrooms are Surface Archi forward showrooms.
How many showrooms do you have?
We have 3 showrooms in
Right.
Klang already. So we are converting Setia Alam showroom into also the Surface Aki and Forward showroom, and of course their experience center is
So
coming up
all
as well.
showrooms are Surface, Aki, and Forward.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Okay, and the
Yeah.
third one?
The third one, I guess, is persistency. So when you after you have started something, you have to really be persistent to see the results, right? The results. I mean, Rome is not built in one day.
That's right.
So you have to really be persistent, patient, until that one day you see, the fruit of
Your labor.
yeah, exactly.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's coming to fruition slowly. I'll come back to you personally. How about you? 3 for business.
So obviously we share very similar values because we share very similar values. That's why we got into this collaboration. You need to persevere in whatever you are doing, especially when it comes to business. Nothing starts out perfect. Nothing starts out smoothly. There's a lot of obstacles. There's a lot of bumps here and there. So if you believe in what you are doing, stick to it and see it through.
Right.
I think a lot of people gave up too early in their, in their ideas, in their ventures. But you have to be confident in yourself, and especially yourself and your team, right? So perseverance is one of the things that I value a lot.
Yep.
Another thing is to have that go-getter mindset.
Yeah.
I think this is one thing that is very important, which I believe in. You always set a goal, a target, and you don't care how you get there. You have to do it. To have this go-getter mindset is very important in being an entrepreneur or just in life.
Yep.
If you want something, get it. There's no one that is stopping you from getting what you want.
Okay. Finally?
Okay. Finally, we cannot, the life is not all about business, 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 It's about, yourself and also your family. So loving yourself is one thing, never forget to, put some attention, in yourself and also in your family, right? Remember to, put some focus, put some time into yourself, loving yourself.
Oh, that ties into my podcast, loving yourself. Okay, that's one of it. And I mean, after talking to Benny, I know that you are very much into taking care of your body. So that's one of your life number. You already said number one, there's a family. So number two, you were telling me about aging well. Can we elaborate on that one?
So back back to my point, loving myself and of course my family. Um, I'm someone that I practice functional medicine. I have a good diet. I eat well. I have a active lifestyle. That translates into having a better life.
So
Yeah.
see, you don't need 3 points. You've already got like 10 points in there. Loving yourself enough to build a business. Because if you don't love yourself, how are you going to build a business, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to conclude your side. How about you from the life part?
Yeah, what Benny said actually resonates with what I think too. To keep yourself healthy, fit
Yeah.
and healthy, right? That's very important. As I grow older, the more workout and running and cycling I do, because I realize, I mean, I have family behind me. I have, of course, a big team behind me. So I have to be strong and healthy to lead everyone to to a better future, right? So firstly, I've to really keep myself, oneself, everyone, to keep your body healthy and fit. So this is very important. Secondly, of course, is communication with family. I maybe I'm also a culprit of going home and then spending too much time on my phone, right? So communication is very important. Is key in the bonding between family,
Right.
right? So spend more time with your family, kids, your wife. Talk more to them, because kids grow up very fast,
I know.
right?
And I'm glad, men are actually starting to pay attention to this. Benny doesn't have kids yet, maybe later. But I'm glad you are not like our father's generation where they really just work, and then our childhood is just gone. You ask anyone born in our era, do you remember spending time with your daddy? It was no, right? Me too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of childhood trauma we need to heal here. But no, let's finish today's episode. And your final point before we conclude?
A final point would be build a beautiful home, a healthy and beautiful home, because it's a shelter to not just ourselves, also our families. So for your home, you can actually spend a little bit more money if it can makes you happy. Improve your mood,
Yeah.
right? Because it affects your emotional as
Yeah.
well as your physical health as well. Yeah.
Ah, and that ties into the end of this. Look at this. That's why you have to come to Surface Archi for the best kind of feeling with the furniture and the wall. And that concludes this episode. I think you wrapped it up pretty well because, the two of you complement each other very well because you want to balance both sides of it. You're not just business, business, business. And I'm glad to hear that because I am a, supporter of this. And with that, I wish you the best of luck, Surface Archi, and also
you.
forward. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Serena.